D2 Word Life here with Big Daddy 5 Lover Tides.
It's Big Daddy D2 lover of the fifth.
The fuck wrong with you? Oh wait, after the stuff that I heard you say, a lot of things. Oh wait, I already knew that. Because I put up with you on a near daily basis at this freaking point, but that's beside the point. Today,
you can never tell what the fuck I'm going to do.
I mean, right when I think I have you all figured out, right when I think I'm on the same page with you and have it all figured out, you change the book entirely, and you're 10 books in the series ahead of me.
Exactly.
Is basically what's going on. You can still say shit. I mean, go, what the fuck's wrong with you?
You think you have me figured out and have all of the answers? I changed the question.
You'd be like, you'd be telling me we're not even on the same page. Hell, we're not even on the same book. You're like 10 books behind me. That's what you keep saying.
Yep.
But whatever. Today is not a discussion about you and I, obviously. Today is a discussion about the show we're going to be reviewing this week.
Yes.
And the show we're reviewing this week was your pick, which was Cyber Sunday 2007. Why we're reviewing Cyber Sunday in October that was an October event in the middle of April Backlash month, or April and May Backlash month, I really have no idea, but whatever, there's really no structured rules for these reviews.
Because I felt like it.
There's really no structure in these reviews, just pick whatever show you want to pick for the week or whatever.
Yeah.
Either way, this event took place on October 28th, 2007, and it was an interactive freaking pay-per-view where the fans got to vote in the stipulations and the matches and shit.
It's like Taboo Tuesday.
Yeah, Cyber Sunday was a spin-off of Taboo Tuesday. Which, yeah, back then it kind of worked, but it would work more nowadays if they brought the concept back with everybody being on social media.
Yeah.
With their phones and everything else, so I can see them bringing this concept pay-per-view back in the modern day. But until then, at least we have these to watch. But this event took place in Washington D.C. at the Verizon Center, with an attendance of 10,094 fans. And the commentators for this event was Jim Ross, Jerry Lawler representing Raw, the Raw announce team. JBL and your boy Michael Cole representing SmackDown's announce team.
No, it's your boy Michael Cole. And you were upset you didn't get to see his orange singlet.
No, that was you.
No, sir. That was you. You were the one that wants to get the orange singlet and have it idolized.
Hell no. You're the one who wants to see Michael Cole wrestle one more match against Gunther, for fuck's sake.
It would be funny as hell.
It'd be cringe. And Gunther would dominate Michael Cole, because Michael Cole's not even a real wrestler.
No, all of a sudden you just see Michael Cole beat Gunther.
If that ever happened, if that was the case, I would be like, I'm done with this company. Even retrospectively, this is bullshit. Oh yeah, and the final commentators was Joey Styles and Taz from ECW, even though there was only one match from the ECW brand on here. And yeah, this show was branded from Raw, SmackDown, ECW, whatever. At this point, the brand split really started to not really become that big of important of a thing anymore since they took away branded pay-per-views.
Yeah.
Around this time period. But then they tried to bring him back in branded shows back in 2016 to 2017, and that didn't really work either. By that point. And special shout out to the dark match, or the pre-show match that happened before this event kicked off on pay-per-view, and that was Jesse and Festus defeating Deuce and Domino. Okay, you know you're an OG if you remember the greaser tag team of Deuce and Domino.
Yeah, which was Jimmy Snuka's son.
Deuce was Jimmy Snuka's son.
Which didn't last as long as Tamina, though.
Nah. Oh, and for those of you who don't know Deuce from Deuce and Domino, you might well remember him more for being the cameraman who almost forgot to catch the Undertaker during his Taker's match with Michaels at WrestleMania 25. So yeah, that was a bad stunt gone wrong, right? Could have ended worse than what it did, but thank God it didn't, right?
Yeah.
And of course, Festus, we all know, is Lou Gallows.
Yeah.
So yeah, we get to the opening freaking video package for this event, talking about how this shows interactive and highlighting some of the two main event matches here, or three main event matches here with Orton taking on one of three opponents and then hyping up the Triple H Umaga match and the main event world title match.
Whereas William Regals calls him Umanga.
Yeah, and every time I say Umaga, you're like, it's Umaga, get it right.
It's Umanga, god damn it. Or no, as he would say, Umanga.
Anyway, after the video intro, we get into the arena. We get introduced to the show by the announcers after the little opening primer they did. Talking about this event, right?
Yep.
Yeah, and then we see... Then we have the first match of the night, which was Rey Mysterio versus Finlay. And the choices...
which was for the stipulation, either a shillelagh match.
It was either a no DQ match, a shillelagh on a pole match, or a stretcher match.
At least it wasn't a Judy Bagwell on a pole match.
Oh God! Why even bring that up?
Because we still gotta review it.
I don't want to. That's the problem. I mean, it can't be worse than anything we've seen on Heroes of Wrestling. Anyway, back to what we were talking about.
Finlay came out.
Finlay came out first. Actually, no, Mysterio came out first. Finlay then showed up.
Or was it Finlay came out first? Finlay came out first. Then they were deciding if it was a shillelagh on a pole match, a stretcher match, or no DQ match. And then Rey Mysterio came out after they decided it was
stretcher match.
A stretcher match.
With 40%, while the no disqualification got 36%, and the shillelagh on a pole match got freaking 24%. We all know one thing: Vince Russo, if he voted in this, would have voted shillelagh on a pole. We all know that. And yeah, that's a dig considering he always booked objects on a pole match.
And people on a pole.
That wasn't a pole that Judy Bagwell was on. It was a forklift. It was technically a Judy Bagwell standing on a forklift match. Let's get that shit straight right now.
It doesn't matter. It was still fucking advertised as Judy Bagwell on a pole.
It was a forklift. And even if she was on a pole, like a real legit pole in the corner, how would she balance on the pole? Shove it up her ass? Don't answer that because you're probably going to say yes. And why are we even debating this? We're not even reviewing that shit.
Yeah, she'd work it like a stripper pole.
And why are we even talking about this? We're not even reviewing it, and, well, that's traumatizing to think about.
Because I thought it was funny as hell when they said a shillelagh on a pole match.
And it gave you flashbacks to talk about that again.
And JBL was saying all three matches are the hometown of freaking Finlay.
And I'm like, don't you mean the advantage goes to Finlay in all three of those stipulations?
And he's like, it's a metaphor.
Well, either way, match started after the stipulation was decided. Friggin' Ray got an offense first, but Finlay fought back. At one point, freaking in the corner, Ray was in control. I actually grabbed the shillelagh off the pole because, well, as it was a weapon, anything goes in a stretcher match.
No, he tried. Ray tried to grab the shillelagh, but he couldn't grab it. So Finley tossed his ass off the top rope.
Yeah, after freaking Ray grabbed it, and Finley just took it out of Ray's hands after he knocked him down on the rope before tossing him off it.
Ray never got the shillelagh. Finley got the shillelagh down.
Yeah, whatever. Well, either way, freaking Finley used it as a weapon.
After he freaking forced baseball slided Rey Mysterio onto the stretcher.
Yeah, and of course, Finley used the shillelagh, attacked Rey Mysterio's legs, which his knee was just surgically repaired for like the 30th time at this time period. Ray's was.
Yeah.
Or whatever. I think he's working on, 50-11 now?
Somewhat, yes.
From this last year, but injuries happen. I'm not making light. I'm just saying Ray has a history of knee problems. Right?
Yeah.
And that's been well documented. Right? But anyway, they fight on the outside where freaking, Ray freaking got on I remember during the match, Ray was freaking dumped off the ring apron, whatever. He landed on the stretcher, and the stretcher moved by itself a little bit while Ray was unconscious on it, on the outside. The padding to the freaking dang stretcher eventually got freaking exposed. Ray went head first into it, or should I say was rammed head first into it. Right.
Yep.
And of course, near the end of the matchup, freaking Rey Mysterio did perform a senton on the freaking Finley, but Finley fought back, got up. I think he went for some kind of like running charge at Mysterio. Mysterio countered, and Finley ended up on the freaking stretcher and was pushed over the line for Ray to win the match.
Well, Ray already had Finley on the stretcher, and the stretcher was caught in the freaking TV cable.
Yeah.
So Ray couldn't.
He had to improvise.
Pushed it, and then
he had to get the freaking
Finley
cable.
got off. He went back for his shillelagh, hit Ray with it. Ray was incapacitated for a little bit. Then when Finley was going to do something else, Ray freaking literally hit him and knocked him out and had him leaning on the stretcher. So you pushed it all the way through.
Yep. Yeah, well, either way, Rey Mysterio won this stretcher match opening contest. Your thoughts on this one?
It's an okay match. Did they have a better match at other events? Yes.
Yeah, was it the best stretcher match I've seen? No. So, it was alright for what it was. It was a good way to open a contest. Got the fans pumped for Cyber Sunday. As a whole, I guess, if you want to call it that way.
Yeah.
So we go backstage where we see Matt Hardy backstage, and Matt Hardy was supposed to compete at this show, but due to him getting brutally beaten to a bloody pulp on SmackDown 2 days prior, he wasn't cleared to wrestle. Right?
Yes, it was supposed to be Matt Hardy versus Mark Henry for something. I forget what it was.
Probably just like a revenge grudge match or something. Because MVP was Matt Hardy's rival and tag partner at the time, and MVP was a U.S. champion.
Yeah, so they had that backstage where he was consoling Matt Hardy, saying, "Oh, I agree with them that you shouldn't compete because there's that super bug and you could those stitches could reopen and you can get some brain damage or something.
Yeah, or an infection. You don't need that.
Yes. No, I'm literally saying, because that's what he says, like, you can get, like, some brain damage or something.
Yeah.
And she's like, oh, I agree. That's why I talked to Vicky. And you're putting up your U.S. title. Either against Mark Henry.
The Great
The
Khali.
Great Khali.
Or Kane.
Or Kane.
Yeah, MVP didn't like the announcement of that last choice, because we know the history between MVP and Kane, right?
Kane set his ass on.
Kane did set his ass on fire at Armageddon like the year prior, right? That we reviewed, but...
Yes.
And then we go on to the second match of the night. It was for the ECW Championship, and it was CM Punk taking on a mystery challenger that the fans would vote on for this one. And the choices were...
Big Daddy V.
Was Big Daddy V,
The
your
Miz.
boy, the John Morrison and The Miz. Big Daddy V. We all know you wanted Big Daddy V to get the vote because he's your favorite King of the Ring award winner.
No.
Oh, come on. You loved reviewing King of the Ring 95 because Visser or Mabel or Big Daddy V, whoever you want to call him, won the dang thing.
No. We all know that you were a fan of his ECW run, though.
Oh, God.
With him and Matt Striker.
No. You were the only Matt Striker fan around back then, especially you were a fan of the tights that Matt Striker wore with his face printed on the ass.
No, that was you.
You even said that you would wear a pair of friggin' underwear boxers that had your face printed on the ass. Why the hell would you want to do that?
So I'd kiss my own ass.
You do a pretty good job of it without that representation, sir.
You would do the same thing, bitch.
Hell no. Hell no. Anyway, The Miz got the freaking deciding vote with 39%.
Yeah, and Big Daddy V was saying, you suck at wrestling.
You'll lose
You're
this
a
match.
loser.
Of course, John Morrison got 33% of the votes, and Big Daddy V got 28% of the votes, despite you voting for him like 20 times.
Actually, I did vote for Big Daddy V back then.
Jesus Christ. Wait, were you active in all of this shit back then?
I wanted to see CM Punk versus Big Daddy V. It was funny.
Once again, they had that match at No Mercy a couple weeks prior. Which that one sucked.
Yes, I wanted to see it again.
Oh, damn. Oh, yeah, and what match, if you remember correctly back then, what match did you vote for the fucking Finlay and Mysterio match? If you remember.
The stretcher match.
Which that actually happened, so, right?
No.
But The Miz got the vote in, and it's weird. It's weird seeing The Miz back then compared to what he is now, right?
Yep.
This was freaking Fedora wearing, capri fucking like shorts, freaking Miz.
Faux hawk wearing.
Yeah, the faux hawk didn't really look good on anybody back then, but at least with the Miz character, he was already douchey, so I guess the faux hawk worked out for his character, I guess.
A douchebag then, and he's still a douchebag now.
At least he got rid of that damn faux hawk.
He comes out with a faux hawk.
I'd be like, what is this, retro night? Right?
Yep.
Anyway, like, the match was back and forth throughout the whole, like, for the first half of the match. The Miz was bringing the fight to Punk. Of course, Punk fought back, but near the end, Miz gained the advantage, reversing Punk, causing him to fall from the second rope. Right, and then freaking the Miz near the end of the match went for his finisher. I don't know what his original finisher was called back then. So he used a skull crusher.
Reality check.
Yeah, he was going for the reality check. This was before the skull-crushing finale, but Punk reversed that into a GTS to win the match and retain the title.
Yes, why everyone voted for The Miz is because everyone wanted to see CM Punk punch Miz in the face, which he literally said on ECW, he's like, everyone vote for Miz. I want to punch him in his face.
Oh yeah, and another spot came when Punk hip-tossed Miz from the top rope, which I thought looked impressive before the ending sequence.
Yeah.
And just think, both of them are both Miz and CM Punk went on to become WrestleMania main eventers. But who was the first one to do it, and who actually was the first one out of the two to actually win the WrestleMania main event? Wasn't Punk. Right.
That's because they kept screwing him over.
But back then, we totally didn't know that. Back then, we would have predicted CM Punk to main event WrestleMania over The Miz. If I'm being honest, but that didn't happen. Funny how that worked out, am I right?
Yeah.
So yeah, your thoughts on this whole CM Punk defeating The Miz to retain the ECW Championship back then from this match?
It's okay. It was a good match.
It was a trippy
Did
flash.
CM Punk have better challengers? Yes.
Like John Morrison was one of his great rivals during this time period.
Well, he also had his other challenger before he became John Morris, Johnny Nitro.
Yeah. There's nothing associated with that whatsoever, but moving on. I think this was the point they were starting to do the Diva Halloween costume freaking, like, votes. At this point, right?
Yep.
No, I'm not going to list them all because I really don't care, but one that stood out was Victoria's sumo wrestler costume.
No, you like that because she dressed up as Yokozuna and fucking, I think it was Kenny Dykstra.
Yes, it was Kenny Dykstra that dressed up like Mr. Fuji.
It looked like a fucking weird-ass Mr. Fuji, and then all of a sudden Ron Simmons comes in and says,
Damn!
just looks at him like, damn! And it scared the shit out of Victoria.
I'm sorry, but is it bad? Is it bad that when I freaking, when that happened, when I saw that, I was tempted to pause the show, take a picture of it, and send it to you and be like, look, this is Yokozuna and Mr. Fuji from Temu.
Yeah.
But I didn't. I was tempted, but I didn't.
Well, there was Kelly being a gangsta.
Mickey James was a native.
Mickey James was a Indian warrior.
Native warrior, Indian warrior, whatever you want to call it. Right.
Melina was a show call girl.
Freaking Michelle McCool was Eve, supposedly.
Yes, Eve. Layla was Cop.
Oh God! And freaking Jillian Hall's impersonation of Britney Spears at the time.
Oh God!
That was a little bit distasteful, even for them.
That was after her fucking singing gimmick fucking got old.
Sorry, but the only thing she could have done that to make it more cringe is take out a pair of fake shears and look like she was shaving her head bald.
Yeah.
I'm sorry if you're even bringing that past up, but that's been well documented. Right? This is my little joke. Friggin' back
And
when
there was one that was Jungle Girl.
Yeah. Or Jane, whatever. Back when, I'm sorry, going back to the Britney Spears controversy here for a second. I know this is unrelated, but yeah, this was the time we were in high school around that time. It's bad I went around calling Britney Spears Britney Shears after the whole head shaving incident.
Everyone did. And is it bad?
It's bad that you remember that?
Exactly when her first fucking CD came out with Oops, I Did It Again.
Yeah. Dude, you may have to check for gray hairs. Your age just showed. You know what your problem is? You're old.
Fuck off.
But anyway, yeah. I know. I remember all that shit too. Freaking, I'm up there in age. I'm up there. I'm freaking old. I'm about your age, so shut it.
I bought the damn CD when I was a kid.
Oh, God, you're really dating yourself saying CD.
Fuck off.
Yeah, kids today, you say anything about a CD, kids today be like, what's that? They're like, and you'd be like, oh, it's like a DVD movie, but with just music on it. What's a DVD movie? Really? Right?
They still have DVDs.
I know they got Blu-ray. I was just saying that to make a joke. Right?
No, it's more like saying your VCR.
Anyway, we go to the next segment. Anyway, we're off topic. We're back to the Cyber Sunday. We go up to the next match, which was going to be fought between the two people who didn't get voted in for the WWE title match. So,
This was where they were deciding who was getting the WWE title match. Was either HBK, Mr. Kennedy, or Jeff Hardy. And in an overwhelming vote, HBK won.
God damn it, you ruined my joke. In an overwhelming vote, Repo Man got the vote. I mean, Michaels got the vote. Sorry. Right? Shawn Michaels got 49% of the vote there. Jeff Hardy only got 31. Kennedy got 10%. So the next match was Hardy versus Kennedy one-on-one.
Yes.
Who did you vote for to face for Randy Orton at this time? I bet you voted Shawn Michaels, didn't you?
Jeff.
Yeah. You were eventually right. Jeff Hardy would face Randy Orton for the WWE Championship later on down the line, just not at this event. Right?
Yeah.
So technically you got your wish, it just didn't happen until a couple months later. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but that meant that the next match we're going to talk about was Jeff Hardy versus Mr. Kennedy, and even though Jeff Hardy was the Intercontinental Champion, this was a non-title match. Right?
Yeah.
Of course, Jeff Hardy, despite being Intercontinental Champion at the time, didn't even come out with a belt either around his waist. He just left it in the back. Right?
Yeah. Well, because they didn't even give him time to go back. They just like, oh, go, your match is next.
And he was taking, and Jeff's went, Mr. Kennedy. Which I feel bad for Mr. Kennedy. He deserved a WWE title match, at least at this event, even if he lost, but that would be heel versus heel. Kennedy won the Money in the Bank, and they fumbled that. We all know that story. That's been well documented. All right?
Yeah.
But either way, Kennedy was a little bit on offense for the first half of the match, but then Jeff Hardy gained the advantage, drop kicking Kennedy off the apron to the ringside area. Of course, Kennedy came back and threw Hardy out of the ring. Hardy landed with a hard splat, right?
Yep.
And of course, freaking after a little bit of after Kennedy dominating Jeff Hardy for a bit, Hardy regained control of the match, taking the advantage with a top rope Hurricane Rana on Kennedy, right?
Yeah.
And of course, the match kind of ended a little bit weird, but I just looked at that and be like, yeah, I think that would kind of put someone out. Was when Hardy was in control over Kennedy. Freaking Jeff Hardy went for his corner drop kick, signature corner drop kick he always did. But Kennedy got out of the way, and Jeff Hardy ate nothing but corner and canvas. And Kennedy got the pinfall win.
Which I found bullshit.
That's why I said the ending was kind of weird. I thought Kennedy would take advantage of it and hit like a mic check or something, but no, that didn't happen. He just ended it
Well,
after.
I think that they were also because the referee was checking out Jeff Hardy, and I think he was gonna stop the match.
Jeff Hardy
And
could have
it's
landed on
like
the back of his head or something.
because
Right?
I think Jeff was knocked out because I think they had to help him they had to help him to the back.
You think Jeff Hardy landed on the back of his head after missing that move? Probably. All right.
Yeah, because of the awkward landing.
Yeah. And you know what's funny? Huh. We got Jeff Hardy in this match. We had Mr. Kinney in this match. Well, just add freaking Kurt Angle from TNA at the time, and we had 10-10-10. You be and all of a sudden you'd be thinking, shut up with that cringe shit. Right?
God fucking damn it.
Yeah. You knew I was going to go there. Right?
Yeah, because it was shortly out. It was a couple years after this. Well, a year after this, Mr. Kennedy got released, and then he went to TNA
as Mr. Anderson, and then Jeff Hardy would leave like 2 years after this and then return to TNA in 2010.
Yes, with his "Right It to the Top" theme.
Yeah, but yeah, this match, if it ended because of Jeff Hardy's well-being and health at the time, then yeah, it's understandable. Other than that, it just felt like a weird finish. But I
think it was because of that.
But despite the weird way this match ended, which it was an alright match, this was way better with the finish than the next two matches we're going to be talking about. But before we talk about those matches, your thoughts on this Hardy and Kennedy impromptu match?
Oh, it was a good match. Did they have better matches? Yes.
Yep.
Is Mr. Kennedy a fucking Hall of Famer? Yes. Is Jeff Hardy a first ballot Hall of Fame? Yes.
Man, I swear to God, WWE could just announce that the Hardy Boys would be going to the Hall of Fame, and they would headline the damn thing. All right. I believe. But anyway, the next match, I think they showed more of the Divas costume contest competitors. We kind of already briefly discussed, and we don't need to go through that again before this next matchup here, which was for the United States Championship. And it was MVP defending the United States Championship either against the Great Khali, Mark Henry, or Kane.
No, I just like how when the segment with freaking Matt Hardy, where he's like, Matt Hardy, he's like, oh, you're gonna be facing either Mark Henry, he's like the world's strongest MVP versus the world's strongest man.
Yep.
He's like, yeah, or the Great Khali, he's like 7'1", and then he's like, hey.
He just like shocking a veer.
No.
He's like, no.
No. He's like, I gotta go talk to Vicky. Talking to Vicky did not help.
Nope.
Not one bit.
Nope. And the person that got the vote in by a big, huge margin was Kane. Right?
Yes, because everyone wanted to see MP get his ass kicked by Kane.
Yeah, and I bet you voted in Kane, didn't you?
Yes.
Yeah, Khali only got 24% of the votes, and Mark Henry got 9% of the votes. That's sad, right?
Huh?
Mark Henry deserved a whole lot better back then. Justice for Mark Henry. Oh, wait, he would go on to win the world title a number of years after this anyway, so I guess in the long run he wasn't sad or wasn't crying over it.
No.
Right? So, yeah, to say that Kane was dominating most of this match was an understatement, but MVP tried to take control of Kane's injured ribs during the match, which didn't really help much because then Kane freaking came back and attacked MVP's ribs during the match, right?
Yeah.
And Kane was pretty much dominating MVP during most of this matchup. It got to the point to where MVP was like, that's it, I'm going to go on the outside, take a breather. But instead of coming back into the ring at the end to continue the match with Kane, MVP just decided, screw it, I'm not getting back in the ring, and the ref counted him out.
No, that wasn't just that. Kane fucking caved in his chest with a kick.
Yeah. And then MVP
so fucking, because MVP was trying to get back up onto the apron.
Yeah.
To go through the ropes. And then what does Kane do? Just runs the fucking ropes and fucking boots his ass off the goddamn ring apron.
Yep.
And then Mark Henry, and then MVP's like, no more. No. He's like, no, I'm not doing this no more. I'm gonna stay down here. I'm gonna play dead.
And MVP got counted out, but since Kane won, but the championship cannot change hands on a count out, so MVP retains. Anyway, finish that fell flat. Your thoughts on this one?
It was okay. Did Kane have a better match after that? By far.
Did Kane and MVP have a better match than this? Yes, look at their Armageddon 06 Inferno match. You don't need to watch this one. Right?
Yeah, Kane literally set his ass on fire.
This one just didn't really do it for me. The finish was flat. I don't really like count out victories or screwy finishes on pay-per-views like that. Right?
Yeah.
And, well, and I understand what they were doing. MVP was a champion. He was involved in this rivalry with Matt Hardy, which they would end their feud the following year. But did MVP really need to retain his title due to a screwy count-out finish here? I guess in a way you can say it makes Kane look strong, but either way, I would have took a sneaky, cocky pin or a title belt shot when the referee's down or something. Anything over a count out, but it is what it is.
Yeah, but everyone knew that MVP couldn't beat Kane.
So yeah, MVP took the coward's way out. Was like, I'm running. Screw this, right? MVP had way better matches, and since we already talked about who got voted in for the WWE title match, might as well talk about it. But wasn't it before this match, or was it before the MVP Kane match? We got the freaking Crack the Code promo going on.
It was a little after the Kane. It was before the Randy Orton segment where he's like, "Oh, you guys voted in HBK. Let me show you what I did." And then before that, that's when we got the Crack the Code, and everyone knew who it was because shortly after this,
yes, it said the Crack the Code said it's the second coming, and I'm just thinking to myself, "Oh my God, this has to be Repo Man." Actually, yes, we all know who it really was. He wouldn't show up until the day after Raw after Survivor Series. But
yeah, because it was literally them freaking running with the torch, and then all you see is a fucking arm.
Yes. All we see is a friggin' arm, and that arm belonged to Gilbert. No, I'm kidding. We know it was Chris Jericho.
Dude, if it was Gilbert, then he jacked the fuck up. That motherfucker was skinny as hell. He had no arm. He did the freaking Hogan regimen. He took his vitamins and prayed.
Jesus Christ. Can you imagine if it was Gilbert, though, all jacked up? I'd be like, what the hell happened? In an alternative timeline, that actually happened. What? Jesus, right?
Yeah.
But anyway, the next match we're about to talk about is the WWE title match between champion Randy Orton and Shawn Michaels. Of course, Randy Orton took Michaels out of action for months after the first punt kick to the skull of Michaels. Right, in the months leading up to this match.
Michaels and he went after his wife.
Yeah, and then the match Michaels got voted in, as we talked about.
Which Randy would never go after another superstar's wife.
Oh, yeah, he never would. Not even once.
Stephanie!
WrestleMania 25's built. Yeah. Other than that, he never, ever would. You can't see me right now, obviously, but I got a fat shit-eating grin on my face.
Yes.
Yeah. But anyway. Orton made his entrance, followed by Michaels, and... Well, this was a pretty good back-and-forth matchup. It's like Michaels, at some point, took advantage, starting Orton's arm, weakening the body part up.
Oh.
Yeah, and then Orton fouled back later on to deliver a belly-to-back suplex on Michaels onto the barricade. That's how Orton got the advantage here, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then after some more back and forth, yeah, and then Orton was also working on Michaels' back, too, at the same time here. And near the end of the match came, Michaels hit the flying forearm onto freaking Orton, I know that. Nipped up. Everyone was excited. Even the commentators were hyping up. Even Jim Ross was hyping up Michaels possibly winning the title once again here. Right?
Yeah.
And near the end of the main of the match came, after a good grueling back and forth, Michaels was tuning up the band, looking to hit a sweet chin music. Orton got up all dazed and confused, and right when Michaels was about to strike, Orton ducked it, and he ended up being a dick to Michaels' showstoppers, thus ending the match by DQ. Or disqualification, right?
Yep.
Thus, Orton retains the title because the title cannot change hands on a disqualification or countout. And of course, after the matchup, when Michaels was down, Orton then went to the corner, and Orton attempted to do his freaking punt to Michaels, but Michaels got up and nailed Orton with a sweet chin music, thus knocking him out. A little bit too late there, but yeah, your thoughts on this one, because now that you think about it, we had two title matches back-to-back, one ending in a countout and the other one ending in a DQ. Sorry, the two match finishes freaking hurt this event because both fell flat. But at least with the Orton and Michaels one, at least it did kind of make sense considering that meant their feud continued on Raw. But your thoughts on this match before the finish? Actually, no, fuck that. Your thought overall on this, including the finish.
It was decent overall. I just didn't care for when Shawn Michaels went for the super kick and then Randy Orton ducked it. Yeah, he could have he ducked it. Yeah, but he could have freaking took advantage of doing it instead of elbowing him in the testicles.
Yeah, Orton could have ducked, and then Michaels could have just turned right back around and get hit with an RKO for the finish.
Yes.
That would have been better than what we got, but then if that was the case, then Michaels would have to earn a rematch against Orton at Survivor Series by winning some kind of number one contenders match, even if he got another chance at Orton, if that was the case. Right? But I don't like DQs or countouts in these pay-per-view matches. I know we have to deal with them, but they hurt the fucking overall score, even if it's a good match. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like, the ending to this felt flat, just like the U.S. style match that happened previously. But I thought the action before the match was okay. I mean, it's not the best Orton and Michaels match out there. I mean, you can find better ones than this, though, right?
Yeah.
That actually, had a finish, right?
Yeah.
Instead of a get out of jail DQ or a count out finish. That's pretty much what I'm saying. But, I thought it was okay for what it was. Before the ending, of course, right? So now we go to the next fight, or next match, I should say, which was Triple H versus Umaga. And I just like this.
Before that, they were deciding if it was going to be a cage match, a street fight,
or a first blood match.
Yes.
And the street fight won by 57%, with the steel cage match being 26% and the first blood match being 17%. I felt sorry for the WWE crew at that time. They're like, so we put together the steel cage for nothing? Just for it to be hanging up in the rafters all damn night? Oh, what a waste. Right?
Yep.
But yeah, I did like the story going into it because the story was like, oh, Vince McMahon was trying to get back at Triple H for all the jokes that Triple H would do because it was at this time Hornswoggle was revealed as Mr. McMahon's illegitimate son. And I'm sorry. I forgot about this, and I know this is a little graphic, so this joke's a little freaking fucked up, but I just loved how during the storyline leading into this match, Triple H went up to Vince, was like, so, when you were doing Hornswoggle's mom on the Yellow Brick Road, or at the end of the rainbow, was she magically delicious? And I'm just like, what the fuck? Okay, that's cringe. Right?
No.
Sorry, that made me laugh because, fucked up humor I got. But anyway, Vince McMahon handpicked Umaga to face Triple H in one of these 3 stipulations, which ended up being a street fight. Yeah, this match was brutal. It went all over the place after both men made their entrances. And is it bad that during this match I could just picture you yelling out, "We need more violence"?
Yeah.
I mean, they fought all over the arena, grabbing any weapon they can find to be used in this matchup. Friggin' Umaga didn't even get an entrance. They just fought right near the entrance ramp to start off the show.
Well, he got his entrance. He had his music play, and then
halfway down the ramp, that's when Triple H started attacking.
Triple H just fucking went at him.
Yep. And of course, around ringside area, after a little bit of fighting in the ring, around ringside area, freaking Umaga got the advantage. This time exhausted. This was like near the end of the match up here, or near the end, yeah. Freaking Umaga splashed Triple H through the announce table, which that was a highlight from this match, right?
Yep.
And of course, after a while, Umaga just got back up and just grabbed Triple H. The fans were freaking dang, the commentators and fans were shocked by this. They're like, oh my god, he got up to his feet quickly, so he pretty much sold that like you on 2K. That's my one per video. Hey, what would this review be if I didn't say that's like you on 2K? Right? You'd be like
normal.
You were like an actual decent one. Yeah.
Yes.
Of course, Triple H was able to fight back. He went to grab a sledgehammer, but he went to hit Umaga with it, but Umaga reversed it, stopped the sledgehammer from being used. Went for the Samoan spike, but friggin' Triple H dodged that. Triple H managed to grab the sledgehammer that he dropped on the ring mat. He nailed Umaga in the head with it, and then he freaking nailed Umaga with the pedigree to earn the pinfall win. Your thoughts on this?
Decent. It was very good.
I mean, I know I didn't go spot for spot. I know I didn't talk about every weapon that was used. It's just one of those matches, like, if there was 1 or 2 matches I would recommend you go back and watch from this show, this street fight would be one of them. Right?
No.
So yeah, it was a decent one, and it was in the semi-main spot. So I thought it was a good match for what it was. So we go on to the winner of the freaking Divas Halloween costume contest. I didn't really care about this, but the segment was quick. They just had them all lined up there in the back, and they revealed the vote here. Freaking it was Mickey James's freaking Native American Native Warrior costume that won the freaking deciding vote. I didn't really care for it. Right. And I know you wanted Michelle McCool to win it, but she only got 3% of the votes. Right. Actually, no, you wanted Jillian Hall to win it with that cringe freaking Britney Spears look.
Nope.
Be all honest, I didn't really care who won this dang costume contest. Really wasn't really my interest in this at all.
Yeah.
But now we go on to the main event, which was for the World Heavyweight Championship. It was Batista taking on The Undertaker, but we had to vote to decide who won the special guest referee position.
Yeah.
Between Steve Austin, Mick Foley, and JBL. And I forgot to mention this, so we might as well just mention it now. Earlier in the show, JBL actually showed a hype video package saying why people should vote for him to be a freaking ref. Right?
Yep.
While pretty much slandering freaking Foley and Austin here. Kind of like what you would see in political propaganda, which I guess makes sense because they were in D.C. for this show. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But either way, the proposition didn't work because the propaganda didn't work because Steve Austin got the most votes with 79%. Bradshaw only got 10% of the votes, and, well, the 10% of the vote was you and your buddy, am I right?
No.
Yeah, you were really disappointed that JBL didn't freaking get the vote in. Of course, Mick Foley came out, and this was before the voting process. Foley came out, started getting into a little spat with Bradshaw. They revealed the winner, and then Austin then come out, stuns Mick Foley first. And of course, Bradshaw tried to get some offense on Austin with a clothesline and some boots to him in the corner, but Austin freaking got back up, nailed JBL with a stunner after JBL went for a clothesline from hell, which took JBL out of the equation. And then we get on to the match itself, with Taker making his entrance first, followed by the world champion Batista. Right?
Yep.
And of course, Austin holding up the special guest referee, Steve Austin, holding up the World Heavyweight Championship on display, being like, this is what's on the line. The only thing I can think about when seeing that, Austin with that title, was like, what could have been if Austin didn't have so many neck problems that put him out of action. Who knows, Steve Austin could have had a run with the big gold belt, which he never had. That's pretty much what I'm implying here, right?
Yep.
But yeah, this match started off decent because this was the fourth match between the two, with the scores with a scoreboard being one victory to Taker and the other two matches ended in draws. Right. So yeah, Batista took advantage of Taker first with several power slams and a bunch of body blows on Taker and throwing Taker around, but Taker freaking fought back. He choke slammed Batista, but only got a 2 count in the middle of the match, right?
Yeah.
I'm thinking to myself, Taker, you need to put him away with a tombstone, right? Or a last ride. But Taker then did hit the last ride on Batista, got another 2 count, and then Batista freaking... this kind of frustrated Taker a bit. After some more back and forth, Taker went for the freaking tombstone, but Batista reversed into a spine buster. This was near the end of the match, by the way, right?
Yeah.
Got a 2 count. A lot of 2 counts here, and then freaking Batista got the Batista bomb on Taker, but Taker kicked out. Thus frustrating Batista a bit, and Batista was like, that's it. I gotta go for another one. And before Taker, near the end of the match, before Taker can even do another move, freaking Batista nailed Taker with another freaking Batista bomb to defeat Taker and retain the world title. I know there was more to this match than what I let on, but your thoughts on this?
It was a good match.
Now, if JBL was the referee, do you think he would have tried to screw out both men and be a crooked ref?
Probably.
Yeah, then. So, yeah, anyway, my thoughts on this match. They had better matches, of course. They would have a better match literally a month later because their feud continued, and they would fight in a Hell in a Cell match at Survivor Series a month later. But I thought it was decent. I thought this was a decent for what it was. The WrestleMania 23 encounter versus this one, I believe, was better. But this one was still all right for what it is, right? And arguably was the best match on the night. Let's face it, right?
Yeah.
Compared to the other matches on this card, which range from decent to average to below average, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, so was this your favorite match on this card, or would you say the Umaga and Triple H match was the best match on the card?
Decent Taker.
Yeah. Both are decent, so obviously there's no right or wrong answer to that one. Batista and Taker was alright for what it was, but I think it's a close second because I think the street fight was just a little bit better, but that's just my opinion in the moment watching this, even though I scored the Batista-Taker match higher than the street fight. Not by a whole lot, though, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, I thought this was good for what it was. It might as well have been match of the night compared to the rest of the card on here. And that was the review of Cyber Sunday 07. Now we get to go to our favorite part of the review, and that's our rating system and our final grade. Rey Mysterio defeating Finlay in that stretcher match. I gave that one 3 3/4 out of 5.
3.5.
CM Punk defeating The Miz to retain the ECW Championship. I gave that one 3 out of 5.
3.
Mr. Kennedy defeating Jeff Hardy. Strange ending and all, I still just gave it 3 out of 5 because it felt like an average Raw match.
3.5.
Kane defeating the United States Champion MVP by countout. I gave that one 1 3/4 out of 5. I can't score it any more than that.
2.
Fair. Shawn Michaels defeating WWE Champion Randy Orton by disqualification. I gave that one 2 3/4 out of 5. The DQ ending kind of hurt it, the score, like I said.
1.5.
Triple H defeating Umaga in that street fight. I gave that one 4 out of 5.
4.5.
Mickie James winning the Divas Halloween costume contest. I didn't rate that at all. So I gave the rating as an A.
5.
Of course you would. Horn dog? At least I didn't give it 0. At least I didn't give it 0. I gave it an A. No score at all. Alright? Because 0 would have been something. Not applicable. At least the freaking score. At least if it was a 0, there'd be a score. But nah. I chose not to. This time, to be nice. I wasn't going to give it anything higher than a 0. Anyway. And of course, the main event with Batista defeating Undertaker to retain the World Championship with Steve Austin as a special guest referee. I gave that one 5 out of 5.
Yeah, 5 out of 5.
So my final grade for my personal final grade for Cyber Sunday 2007 is a solid C.
B.
Yeah, opinions differ. So yeah, the matches I would recommend you seeing to go back and watch, like the two I'd recommend is the street fight with Umaga and Triple H, and of course the Batista and Taker match with Austin as a referee. You can just skip all the other matches before it, right? And you really wouldn't miss much. So yeah, that's our thoughts and review on Cyber Sunday 2007. Now, now I know usually this would be the time where we reveal what our next freaking classic pay-per-view review will be, and I know next week is my pick, but I'm going to save that because we got Backlash 2026 to watch and review this weekend at time of recording.
Yes.
So instead of revealing the next classic pay-per-view review, we're just going to do the same thing that we've been doing, that we always do right before our next current pay-per-view, and that's our predictions. This time, our predictions for Backlash 2026. Now let's see, what do we got here? We got 5 matches official on the card here, so first one being Seth Rollins versus Braun Breaker. Who do you got and why?
Breaker.
And why would you pick, and why is Breaker your prediction here?
Because they're trying to push his star power and make him a main eventer and probably make him a future either WWE champion or world heavyweight champion.
I can see your logic in that, and Braun Breaker's one huge, strong son of a bitch. I'll give you that one, right?
Yeah, well, he's also the nephew of the mathematician.
Yeah, he's Scott Steiner's freaking nephew, and he's Rick Steiner's son. I get it, right?
Yes.
For me personally, this is nothing against Braun Breaker, because you made some good points about Braun Breaker here, which is why you feel like he should win this match. I'm not going to argue it. But my prediction on this one is Seth Rollins. And no, it's not because I'm a Seth Rollins fanboy. I'm just saying with the context of the story, it would make sense for Rollins to get revenge. And pick up the win here. And if they do that, maybe Braun Breaker could beat Rollins in a rematch. Like at the next pay-per-view, or win Money in the Bank anyway, or something like that. Because Rollins was out with an injury, got kicked out of the Vision, had his match with Braun Breaker at WrestleMania get canceled, and Breaker interfered in Rollins' match against Gunther at Mania, costing Rollins the match. This one just spells out Rollins should win and get revenge, but if Breaker wins, then I don't have an issue with it. I'm just going with context of what I feel how the story should end before we move on to the next thing. You know what I'm saying? So, United States Championship match. U.S. Champion Trick Williams with Little Yachty in his corner will take on Sami Zayn. The gingerbread man murderer, apparently.
Not my gumdrop buttons.
Your prediction on this? This is a rematch. This is a rematch from WrestleMania. I'm sorry, I gotta say Trick Williams.
Sammy.
And your reasoning picking Sami Zayn, even though this story is the funniest one heading into this show.
Because Sami Zayn has the mind games that's been going on, and also it's his heel turn again.
Yeah, I can see your reasoning with that. I think Trick Williams is going to retain because I don't think they're going to have his U.S. title reign only last less than a month. But other than that, I think with Trick Williams, I think Trick Williams is went from heel to face in this situation, and the whole gingerbread man story we've been accustomed to over the last three weeks. Kind of entertaining and funny, but either way, I think Trick Williams is going to retain. Maybe his manager will get involved, like what happened at WrestleMania. Right?
Little Yachty has no fucking shit to go into that fucking match.
But either way, my prediction is Trick Williams, but if Sami Zayn wins, I ain't going to have a problem with that either, based on, what you said. Right?
Yeah.
Okay, here's another match that could possibly divide opinion here, and it's a match, one-on-one contest that I actually been wanting to see for a long time, and that's Io Sky versus Asuka.
Io.
Okay, and your reasoning for that?
Because you never know what Io. Well, it could go either way for Asuka or Io. Mm-hmm. I say because You could think that she's going one way and she could completely swerve you the other way.
Yeah. For me personally, it's like I always been an Asuka fan, and honestly, I don't care who wins this one. I hope they have a great match either way. But if I had to predict one, I would say Io Sky. I would say Io Sky mostly, just because I think the feud calls for Io Sky to get a win, but if Asuka wins, then I ain't gonna have a problem with it either way. It's just it's just one of those matches, dream matches I've been wanting to see for a while. A one-on-one encounter.
Well, it's also master versus pupil because in Japan, Kairi Sane and Asuka were in the same stable, and Asuka was their senpai.
Yeah.
Which means upper classman.
Yeah, this is somewhat. So you're saying it's like student versus protege here.
Yeah.
And of course, this goes back to Io Sky's time with the Kabuki Warriors when Kairi Sane was still in WWE, and they kicked freaking Io Sky out of the group, and then we had all the Kairi nonsense and all that stuff, and they should have had this match at WrestleMania, but that didn't happen. At least we're having it at Backlash, right?
Yeah.
Better late than never, I always say, and my prediction is Io Sky to win, but either way, I think it's going to be one hell of a match, right?
Also, it's going to show that Asuka didn't. Io is not just riding on Asuka's coattails. She literally did it herself.
Yep.
That's why WWE really took notice.
So, this next one we got is kind of interesting. Now, at time of recording, this was before the final SmackDown before Backlash. So keep that in mind when we do this prediction. We don't know. We don't know. I mean, they could announce who Danhausen's partner is on SmackDown, or they could wait until Backlash the next day, but at time of recording. But this one we got The Miz and Kit Wilson versus Danhausen and a mystery partner. Now, which team do you think is going to win, and who do you think is going to be Danhausen's mystery tag team partner? Just to make a wild prediction or guess.
Danhausen and Mark Henry.
You say Mark Henry is going to be Danhausen's partner?
Yeah. It'd be the Hall of Painhausen.
The Hall of Painhausen.
Yes.
Okay.
Or it could be Big Show.
Big Show.
He can come back for one final match or whatever. There'll be Showhausen.
Or, I say Danhausen and his mystery partner will freaking get the win here. And who do I think Danhausen's partner will be? Papa Shango. Okay, imagine if freaking The Godfather did come back out as Danhausen's partner for one night only as Papa Shango. That'd be hilarious.
Yes.
I doubt that's going to happen, but it'd be hilarious if it did, if I got that spot on. Honestly, I don't think we're going to get any of Danhausen's mystery partners correct.
Or it could be Cena, because he's going to Backlash.
Cenahausen, huh?
Yes.
Well, with the whole interaction from Mania, I guess that would make sense if Cena decided to come back for one last match, but that would kind of ruin the whole retirement at the end and the whole big retirement tour from last year, though. Right?
Yeah, but it could be like his official statement that he's like, yeah, this is it. This is the last match. It could be like Ric Flair, because Ric Flair did the same thing.
Or here's one. What if Danhausen's mystery
David
tag
Flair.
David Flair, really?
What?
Actually, no. I got one. Huh. What were we discussing earlier?
Elton Prince.
Elton Prince, that's a good one. That's a good one, but that would mean Pretty Deadly would be coming to an end, of course. Or what if... Oh. Or what if Danhausen's mystery partner was El Grande Negro?
No, they...
The Big Black.
Olhausen.
What?
It'll be Molshausen.
Molshausen.
It'll be Molshausen.
By the way, that was a joke. I'm just joking around. And what I made reference to was the fantasy booking of Omos dressed as El Grande Americano. That would be funny if it happened. Right?
That'd be racist as hell.
It'd be funny, though. If that was the case, she'd be called up. How did you know for the last year plus?
Yeah.
I'd be like, dude, those were just jokes.
Mr. Right? McMahon.
I'm done. It ain't gonna be Mr. McMahon. I guarantee you that.
McHausen.
McHausen. Ugh.
McHausen it.
Or here's a name that's been I've seen online getting tossed around for a possible return.
Brockhausen.
Brockhausen? I don't think Brock Lesnar is going to be Danhausen's partner. That's a given. There's a name that I've seen some people write online for real though, and this ain't my pick. I'm not. When I pick Danhausen's partner, that ain't with solid clarity, but these are just rumors I'm going off to. A lot of people are speculating that Danhausen's partner may be Kevin Owens making a return. We don't know, right?
Good, or it could be Booker T for one final match. Because Booker T wants to have one more match as a retirement. To officially end his career as a wrestler.
So, Bookhausen, huh?
Yes, Bookhausen.
Or what if Danhausen could be a debuting character or a debuting superstar? Journey Fatu, that'd be interesting.
Journeyhausen.
Journeyhausen, goddammit. Anyway, I doubt it's any of those. I'm pretty sure we're all off on our picks, but whatever happens, happens. Alright? And obviously I'm going with Danhausen's team for the win. Predicting that anyway. And then we got one final match. For the World Heavyweight Championship, we got the champion Roman Reigns defending against Jacob Fatu. Now, before you say your obvious prediction, I'm going to say mine first. I think Roman Reigns is going to retain this title. I think the Usos may screw Jacob Fatu over and turn heel officially. Restarting the bloodline, the OG bloodline. Only because, well, Roman won that title a month ago, but you could probably... I know you see things differently, so we all know you're predicting Jacob Fatu, so what's your reasoning why?
Because Jacob Fatu is a fucking beast. I've seen him in other promotions as a champion. He is a main event star. He's all gas, no brakes, so he'll do anything to... And for leading up to the weeks of Backlash, he's had the upper hand against the Usos and Roman. Especially with the Tongan death grip that he's been using.
So yeah, okay, logical thinking here. So for my predictions, I got Rollins, Williams, EO, Danhausen and his partner, and Roman Reigns. For you got Breaker, Zayn, EO, Danhausen, and Fatu. Okay. So there's only like 2 out of the 5 matches that we have in common for predictions. Okay. Right. But either way, I think Backlash might be a good show. So, and you know, you're going to get our thoughts and our opinions on that
Jacob
on Sunday
Fatu
after
will
the
not
show.
back down from a fight. That man is absolutely nuts.
Yep. And you're gonna
If
get
you've seen
our
him, I've seen him in PCW. I've seen him multiple times in MLW
yep.
as their world heavyweight champion.
Yeah. And you're gonna get the results and our thoughts of each match this Sunday during our Backlash 2026 review.
On Mother's Day.
Yeah, Mother's Day of all days when that video's going up this Sunday at time of recording, which is Mother's Day. So, until then, we will talk to y'all later. Peace.
Deuces.